But now we turn to Mayflower, where we find Josh Berry with the story of an 82-year-old man, Robert Oliver of Mayflower, who didn't make it through the storm.
Yeah, Bob, you know, many of our stories have centered around those that are able to and willing, with tons of hope, to pick up and move forward from this devastating tornado. But as you said, today I did speak with the family of Robert Oliver, who didn't survive, and now his family is in his place moving forward. The EF4 tornado that cut into Arkansas April 27th did a lot and destroyed property, dumped 1 million pounds of debris into Lake Conway, but worst of all, killed 15 people. John Oliver's 82-year-old uncle hid in a closet beneath a stairwell when his daughter called to warn him.
That's the last that we know.
Now, a back porch is all that remains of Robert Oliver's home.
Finally called us and told us, and they found him across the street over there about 3:30 or so Monday morning. Yeah.
John says he looked up to his uncle like a second father.
He started taking me duck hunting when I was about like this right here. And I mean, I just worshiped the ground he stood on.
A good man who, according to John, even in his older age,
Perfect health.
was full of life, a life taken too soon.
You can't imagine how scared he was because he was by himself. But I know he had the faith, and he was ready, but we wasn't ready.
And now that neighborhood that we were in where Robert Oliver passed away is just a couple of miles or a mile or so that way, following the path of this tornado, and leveled all across every single house. Maybe one or two houses still have their walls up, but it was just incredible to see. Mr. Oliver was found in his neighbor's yard across the street, who survived because he had his gun safe and his laundry, his washing machine, fall on top of him. We're live in Mayflower. Josh Berry, KARK 4 News.
Josh, thank you very much. Trying to accurately show you the scale of destruction in Bologna really goes beyond the pictures there. But for 4 days, KARK has been bringing you the images there, snapshots to try and capture what's happening on the ground. KARK 4's David Goins live now to give us yet another unique perspective. David?
Bob, we've been in this spot many times showing you some of this destruction, but really we want to give you a little bit of a moving look. Let's call it a driving look here this evening in Bologna. What does it look like 4 days later? Of course, there was a lot of destruction. There's considerable amount of burning, and that's for an understandable reason. There's a lots of burnable materials, trees, twigs, anything that's not construction material can be burned, and frankly is burned, at least right now while the weather is okay. But as we come up here to essentially Main Street from the north, you can see this path of destruction kind of looking to the southwest, and this is essentially, of course, what we've seen all throughout Bologna for the last 4 days. But the key part of this moving tour here is to show you that there is progress, and that progress is manifested through these piles of rubble that we're about to come up here in your screen, and that essentially shows us, yes, destruction, but organized piles of rubble that will be hauled off. And once these lots are clear, I've talked with business owners who say, look, we're ready to start building again and get this town going as quickly as we can. And for 4 days, the fact that electricity, or at least the power poles, are back up and functional, that's a pretty impressive amount of work. I did talk with Greg Bradley, one of hundreds, I would say, who've lost their home or have had severe home damage here in Bologna, and he talked about not only the process of getting some help, but also what he's been able to find.
Found way more stuff than I ever dreamed we would find. I even found our laptop. It was under a car that was sitting in my living room. We pulled the car out of the living room, and the laptop was sitting under the car. The screen was busted, opened it up, powered it up. So they're trying to get stuff off of it for me now.
That Bologna curfew is still in effect until 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That goes for another night tonight. And once again, at least from Bradley's perspective, he says insurance, volunteers, everyone is exceeding